Okay, out of the quench, and this is a 65 HRC file. Not digging in. That's what we want to see.
Welcome back to the forge. So we've got our blade has now been hardened and tempered. And, we've got a lot of forge scale on there, or decarb actually. So we're going to have a look at things for hardness. You can see a little bit of the sand my edge there through the decarb layer. That will be coming off. It's not permanent. We're not going to etch it so you won't see it. It gives you a bit of an idea of what you end up with. So we're testing it here with Rockwell 65 HRC file. It digs in slightly, which is what we want. We don't want to go quite to the 65. And, now we'll test it with a 60. The 60 skates. So we're somewhere in that neighbourhood of 62, maybe 63 for Rockwell hardness. So we'll take this out to the grinder because that decarb layer can make it the hardness not read correctly. We'll take that out, we'll get that decarb off, and then we'll test it again with the files. Okay, so we've got that decarb layer off. Again, the 65 is digging in slightly. That 60 Rockwell file, it's skating just like you want it to. There's no digging at all. So we're somewhere just north of 60 Rockwell, and that's about where we want to be. Gives it ability to hold an edge really well and stay sharp, but not be brittle and not prone to breakage. So we've got the small wheel back on here now. We're going to clean up those fullers. We took them to a 240 grit yesterday, so that's where we're going to start. There's a little bit of unevenness from side to side, so we're just going to even that up and get those fullers looking nice. We'll take this up to a 400 now, and at 400 we'll leave it, and we can hand sand out the rest from there. Fuller's cleaned up, we're going to start cleaning up the rest of the blade, get all the decarb layer off, and start our final grinding process. It takes a bit of a time, and I do actually change platens a couple of times and go back to the small wheel even for a bit. We work our way up through the grits. We start with the 240 to a 400, and then I'll actually switch over to the softback platen again. I do most of the finishing work, especially with the bevels on this platen. I like the way it smooths out and gives me a nice convex bevel. I'll go up to the pearl finishing belts at the end. I take those up to an 800 grit. These belts are sensational for your finishing work. They leave a really good finish and minimise the amount of hand sanding you have to do. They're brilliant. Get yourself some of those from Ozmaker Supplies. They're awesome. everyone's favourite job here, the hand sanding. I start off with sanding out the fullers. I'm only taking the fullers to a 400 grit on this blade. The bevels and the flats I'll take up to 800. Slow process, but those pearl finishing belts make a slow, tedious job a whole heck of a lot quicker. Now we're just shaping the front edge of our handle scales here. I'm using a stabilised black dyed curly mango on these. Got the front settled. I then mark a line for my edges. We did lose a bit of footage in here, so some corrupted files, so I didn't get the rest of that in there. Here we're just putting our maker's mark on. It's one of the final things we do before assembling the blade. So we've got that done. Also lost the footage of drilling the pinholes, which is nothing major. I just like to, I use a cricket machine here to cut out my stencils, mask up the blade so we don't get any overrun, and just electrochemically etch the mark on. It's a good system, works for me. If you've got a cricket, it's a great way to do it inexpensively, and I make up 30 odd stencils at a time and just peel them off and throw them away when you're done. So speaking of the lost footage, we lost a little bit more, so we're going to wrap this up here. I did have footage of the gluing the handle on, nothing big time, but we're going to wrap it up. Got a few things on for a few weeks, so it might be a bit before I get back to finishing this. And if you'd like to leave us a comment in the comment section, let us know if you'd like to see us do the sheath. If so, we'll include that in the next video. Remember to have a nice day, like, subscribe and share, and thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Okay, so a little caveat to my last here. I found that bit of missing footage at the very last minute, so I've thrown it back in here. So here you go, putting on the handle scales. We've got black dyed curly mango with 3 black G10 pins with a stainless steel lanyard. I use some West Systems G-Flex epoxy on this. It's great stuff, holds really well, and does a great job. Glue it all up, get it clamped, and let it dry for 24 hours, and it's ready for shaping.